Magandang gabi mga kababayan at welcome sa Ang Pinoy Facebook Live. So ngayong gabi, Tuesday, isa na namang gabi para sa ating kwentuhan sa tungkol sa mga EntrePinoys. So ang team po natin ngayon or ang title ay The Success Stories of EntrePinoys. We will be interviewing two successful EntrePinoys. One is actually the president and one of the owners of a hotel in Southern Leyte, and the other one is a styling company. So we'll start first with our guest from Southern Leyte. Our guest from Southern Leyte is actually the president and one of the owners of Hilongos Metropolis Hotel. So please all welcome Miss Marta Villahermosa. Miss Marta, good evening.
Good evening, Giselle.
Thank you so much for saying yes for tonight.
Yes, and before I forget, I just want to correct. We're not. I think we belong to Leyte, and not Southern Leyte.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Maraming salamat for that, Miss Marta. Thank you for that correction. How are you, Miss Marta? Kumusta po sa Leyte ngayon?
Well, for the past 2 days, yesterday and the other day, it was raining very hard, but today we had a good sunshine. Yeah, the rain stopped.
Siguro ang tanong ng karamihan because everywhere right now I guess it's GCQ or MGCQ. How is Leyte being classified now? Is it GCQ or MGCQ?
I think we are now on general. Where less restriction.
Okay. That's good po. That's
we
good.
have no checkpoints so far. Yeah. Just protocols that we have to follow: face mask, face shield, if it is necessary, social distancing. That's it. And of course, minimize gatherings for big crowds,
You mentioned, Miss Martin, the minimize gathering. So let's now go to the tourism business. Kasi po alam po namin that, of course, the hotel is one of the most affected right now ng pandemic. Could you actually share with us on, from the time that the quarantine has been implemented in the Philippines, kailan po kayo, nagsara po ba kayo ng hotel nyo? How was the effect of the pandemic?
Well, we really closed the hotel since March for almost 3 months.
Wow.
And then, you know what? I could not just close the hotel without having someone to maintain the cleanliness of the hotel, because I don't want to leave the place topsy-turvy or full of dust, because our building, I have 2 tenants at the same time. So one is Mercury Drug, and the other one is a department store. Now both of them are still open, Okay. And what is nice, the hotel is the way the hotel is designed, that on the 3rd floor, where the main site of the hotel, when you go down the stairway on the 2nd floor, you can do shopping with one of my tenants. Yeah, it's a department store.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when you go down to the 1st floor, you will have Mercury Drug.
Wow. So Mercury shopping store. When you closed for 3 months, did it also affect the operations of the department store? Did they close also for 3 months?
Unfortunately, they did not, because Mercury, being a drug, they dispense medication, so they are exempted from closure. But then the department store, they did not close, and they just have to observe social distancing. Also, they're very strict in terms of face mask and face shield, and then who comes to the store. But then, the number of customers going to the store anyway is also reduced, that time. And so eventually they did not close at all. So I managed to let one of my staff in alternate basis to come to clean and just be present in the hotel, you know, the hotel premises. But we did not really expect any customers or guests coming in anyway, because there's no boat, no planes, you know, no buses, even no buses, you know, to carry them from one place to the other, you know.
So after po ng 3 months, Miss Martha, when you resume your operation, how was it po?
Okay. I had to resume operation because Mercury requested that they will have some guests coming for their inventory, you know. So being one of my tenants, I had to, you know, to give them that service, you know. So that was the start when I requested my staff to come back. But then not everybody had to come in the way the schedule that they have to work every day. So what I did, because our occupancy rate was tremendously affected, so I have to make some drastic move to reduce our overhead expenses. So I just so to give chance also to my employees not to be, you know, they have no money, no food to eat. So I scheduled them on a MWF, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Some will come on Tuesday, Thursdays, Friday, or Saturdays, you know, like that. And they're happy because at least they have work.
Yes.
Rather than, you know, because I did not remove any employees, but I just, you know, prior to the closure also, what I did was I gave them their 13th month ahead for the first 3 months. So they have some money to live, I mean to go with them when we close the hotel.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Oh, that's very good po. That's very good. And thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
So, ano ko lang, Miss Martha, no? It's actually very noble kasi sa panahon ngayon, marami po talagang affected sa panahon ng pandemic, especially during those first few months. But siguro magkonti lang po tayong kwentuhan kung paano nag-umpisa talaga ang negosyo or ng family ng hotel.
Okay.
Sige po.
Yes, I can. I would be very glad to share this with you. Now, the place where the hotel now is our former ancestral house.
Oh.
Okay. Now, the lot is not so big. It is located at the heart of town.
Wow.
When you look at the window during our former house here, you could see the entire Hilongos already. That's how it is. That we are really at the heart of town. That's why it's called Metropolis.
Okay.
That's how I got the name, because it is in the heart or the hub of town. So when the house, the ancestral house, which is more than 150 years old, it is a Spanish house. It was my father's parents' house, and where we lived and we grew up in this place, in this particular house. It got burned way back in 2005. I'm not mistaken. I was still in the States that time. And so I, for one, being in sales and marketing, because there are actually 13 siblings originally. We're 13 in the family. So the lot is not so big. So being also in a primary location, no? I mean in this location in town, I told, we had a meeting and we decided that we have to form a corporation, a family corporation. And then, so true enough, that was, it became, we were able to make it into a corporation. We registered it at Security Exchange Commission under the name of Unyukla Siblings Corporation. Unyukla is actually the reverse of Alquino, which is our last name.
Okay.
Yeah, we reversed that name. So it was easily accepted because no one has the same name.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, and so we wanted to, we were thinking that we would allow somebody to build a building, you know, for a term, and then they just have to rent the lot, and after that, after a certain number of years, the building will be given back to us, something like that. But then no one has no taker at all. So my sisters and brothers were just probably waiting for each other who would really take the lead. So fast forward, I decided, I said, why let somebody build a building in that place? And they would just build probably 1 story or 2 story. And I said, why not us? Our corporation will build the building. And I said, so that was the concept. And then way back in the States, and then when I was in the States, I said, why not build a building? And then unfortunately, the lot that we have is divided into 2 brothers. The other half is for my uncle's side, and the other half is my father's side. So my uncle's side, they were able to build 2-story building already. So it just so happened that the side or the shape of the land that we have is like an L. So we have 2 streets facing. One wing will be facing to another street, and the other wing will be facing another street. Okay, so it's an L. It was so nice because you have 2 streets, you know, and then it would be, it doesn't look good if I'll just have to build 2-story building, because there is already a 2-story building in front of the other wing. So I said, we have to build a 4-story building, so it would really have a good impact. And, you know, and the shape of the building also will be, and it can also be a legacy for our family, for the Alquinos. And then, so that was that's what happened. And then all my brothers and sisters were not really eager to start with. So who else but me, of course. The building would not be finished nor erected nor established without me coming home to Hilongos.
Yeah, that's my question, Miss Martha, because you mentioned that you were in the US. So did
Yes,
you
I
come
was
home
in
for
the
that?
US all the while. It was only in 2010 when I thought that I'm going to be 60 and I want to quit anymore. I want to quit. Remember, at the age of 60, wherever I am, whatever I do, I will have to retire. So my option was to go home and build the building.
Oh.
Yeah. So my sisters and brothers were not enthusiastic, not as enthusiastic as I am. But except for my other sister who was here, so whenever we communicate, I said, prepare everything, transfer the lot to the corporation. We have to, you know, all this, make a bank accounts, you know, so I can send money, you know, to start for the building. So when I came home in 2011, that was the start. So we made a groundbreaking, and then the building started, I think, in 2012. The construction. Yes, and you know pretty well the challenges I have is, you know, I'm not an engineer. I'm just what you call in Bisaya, murag engineer. Murag engineer, murag engineer. Mechanical engineer. And then, you know, it's funny because I don't even know what are the sizes of the cabillas and the, you know, the iron bars, all this, and then I could not. I can see the design, the plan. I was the one who have it designed, the plan, design, and everything. And they just have to send it to the US for me to see and all this. And then what happened is when I came home, I was looking for somebody who would do the soil testing, building a 4-story building. You have to be testing the foundation, what kind of soil you will be erecting a 4-story building. And then, I was so stressed. It's because I don't know how to start, where to go, and what. I don't know anything. So anyway, with my determination, persistence, and aggressiveness, I was able to group them together. I choose the contractor that I choose is a relative of ours too. Is a cousin-in-law. And then, so we started the building, and then my brother-in-law was a little bit apprehensive. He said, "Oh my goodness, how can we build a building? And it would cost you 40 million to build a building. Are we going to get the money?" And then, and he said, "I don't think we can finish the building." All these apprehensions, but not me. I was so determined. And then I said, "No, don't worry. I'll take care of sales and marketing." I said, remember, when you do a condominium, before the condominium will be erected, we have already sold 75% of the units without any building at all. I said to my brother-in-law, that is what we're going to do. I will look already for a confirmed tenants, which will serve as our anchor tenants. So I have to look for Mercury. I have to look for that John B. And growing up, they were my anchor. It took them 15 years, 10 years, please, yeah. And so eventually, the 3rd floor is supposedly offices. My brother-in-law was saying, you know what? It's not feasible to have an offices in the 3rd floor because we are not a city. So it's very hard to get, tenants who would have offices. Although we plan to have elevator, the first in Hilongos. Now there are 2 elevators now in Hilongos. Now, so she said, why not do like a lodging house? That's what he said. I said, no, I will not do a lodging house. I will do the best hotel that we can offer for Hilongos. And this is now the story of Hilongos Metropolis Hotel. I really see to it with my experience and those that I have been traveling all over the world. And what I can see, I put all the knowledge and the technical know-how that I've seen and experience. So I just incorporate that we can offer. And I'm proud to say that our hotel may be one of the best hotel in Hilongos. We have big rooms. We have big rooms, air conditioned, we have Wi-Fi, we have TV, 32-inch TV, we have hot shower, and then all rooms are really, and it's really clean. Clean. And that's really my philosophy. Has to be clean. Yeah. Because I don't like, I don't like to see a place that is not clean, Yeah.
I have a question, Miss Marta, since some people are probably not familiar where Hilongos is, but I've actually checked it. Meron po diyang port, tama po ba? Na nagko-connect sa iba't ibang provinces dyan sa Visayas.
Ang alin?
Ang Hilongos po, may port po dyan.
Yes. In fact, I'm proud to say that Hilongos is, because of the Ports Authority, That is one that brought Hilongos to be progressive.
Yeah.
That's one of the factors. The Robles Shipping Company and the Bisan Shipping Company are the two big, they're the one that really help Hilongos progress, because as far as Mindanao people, they come here to bring their cars to go to Cebu, because it is easier for them to go to Cebu via Hilongos. And that is also one of our target customers. Yes, those that are traveling from Surigao, from Davao, who comes here, and then while waiting for them to be accommodated, they need a room to stay.
So yun po yung mga naging market nyo.
Yes, that is also one of the market. Yeah, markets.
Na-mention mo, Miss Martha, no? Nung una po ba, did you have a hard time looking for clients? Lalo na pagbago, kasi normally po ganyan yung problema ng mga businesses. Or katulad rin po yung strategy nyo na naghanap din kayo, binenta nyo rin yung hotel before it opened.
You mean guests for the hotel? You know what? It's funny because I did not really do that at first, you know? I just built the room, and then because we have some like Mercury, it's another. So if they have guests, they would always come here, you know. And then some other like one of our guests actually was sometimes, you know what? It's funny because there are some, you know, like friends who are coming here because somebody in their family died. So there are relatives coming from other parts of outside of Leyte. So they will come and they will look for a place to go. And then if they will hear that there is a new hotel, you know, and then they would see it. They like the place because it's clean, and you know, they have no problem because there's an elevator going up and down. So yeah, so guests just come in, and then some are repeat customers that we have who have been coming. And then one big company actually that we were able to gain confidence and loyalty is the BDO network.
Wow.
Oh, BDO network opened here in Hilongos. This is actually another entity of BDO, part of their umbrella. The BDO bank, then they have the network. The network basically will compete the rural banks. The rural banks, yeah. They will definitely the one competing the rural banks. So they opened here in Hilongos, and the big bosses, you know, came to Hilongos, and then they stayed with us. They just checked in here. They stayed for over a week, and then after that they used to go to another hotel. But the problem is there are a lot of problems that they have encountered in the other hotel that they have been to. So when they came over here, they agreed, and then when they were here, they were actually interviewing also applicants for the new BDO network. So, you know what? It's funny because when I knew that they would be interviewing, they were not telling me that can we have function room for the interviews. So they were just, we'll just use your lobby for the interview. So I offered, I said, no, I can offer you another function room wherein you will be more private. There you have a privacy for the interview, free of charge. You can go there. Yeah. And you know what? That is what we call probably service beyond what you can give, you know. That is what the Dolly was saying. That is where you can do franchise. That's the word that you were telling me. That if the service that you are giving is beyond what's the regular one, that is where you will get your repeat customers coming in. Yes. And I'm doing that actually. And I'm relating that also to all my staff, to go beyond what is the regular services that you can give. Of course, good services.
Could you say, Miss Martha, that is actually one of the parang asset talaga ng Metropolis, Hilongos Metropolis Hotel? Of course, giving beyond
How's that?
service. Could you say na yun ang isa sa mga asset ng inyong hotel? The service that you're actually giving na beyond the expected, what is expected actually from you and from the staff of the hotel?
Yeah, I think that should be, because that would make you different from the rest. That will make a difference from the rest. Yeah. If you do beyond that. Yeah. And then, of course, being cordial, how to treat them, your cordiality. And then, because I always, our motto here in our hotel is that when you stay in our hotel, you will feel at home away from home. Wow. That is one of our motto too.
You will feel at home away from home.
Yeah.
Miss Martha, you mentioned kanina regarding the hesitations from your siblings when you were starting up the building of the hotel. How was it after the hotel was built? Kamusta po ang feedback ng mga siblings?
Oh, that is when I was surprised. They became so interested now. And then, that is so funny because it's so funny because being the president of the corporation, because I am the biggest stockholder here. So I just want to also see to it that my money is not put to waste, So I have to safeguard my investment. Ako ang aking investment, no? So, since I'm the only one here in Hilongos who is available to man also the hotel, I became also the hotel and building administrator. So all in one, doing everything. Yeah. Even from the start of making all our policies, our operation manual, I'm doing that. Duties and responsibilities, I'm doing that. I'm also doing the human resources at the same time. Everything. Kasi maliit lang naman yung aming corporation. So, mag-start talaga sa iyo lahat, no? And you have to start doing that. So, ang mga sisters and siblings ko, nakita na nila na nakita nila ang epekto na maganda pala yung 4-story building. Kasi nagta-tower talaga. Kasi wala kaming katabi na mataas. Kami lang ang mataas. So, nagta-tower. Ngayon, kasi at first, my sister was saying, uy, we'll just make it into 2-story kasi baka hindi natin matapos yung 4-story. And you know what? Hard-headed ako, terminado eh. No way. We have to go on with the 4-story building. Kasi pupunggok ang ating building. Punggok kung hindi natin itataas yan dahil may 2-story building in front of the other wing. So pagtaas na ng building, nakita nila hindi pa tapos pero nakita na nila ang parang symmetry na nga naman pala. Yun.
So, ngayon po, is there someone that actually helping you managing the hotel? Kahit po though na-mention nyo na halos lahat kayo, yung support po ba ng siblings nyo are all out para sa negosyo?
Well, only one of my sister, my elder sister is the one here in Hilongos because most of my sisters are not here. One is in Australia, 2 is in America, and then 1 is in Cebu, and then the other is a nun, the other is a priest. They may not be interested to do that.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So Ang isang sister ko, who is talaga helping me, is also our secretary treasurer of the company, of the board, yeah, of the board of directors, yeah. So just the two of us really are the one helping each other how to in running. But basically, I'm the one running everything here in the hotel. And then, well, I always see to it that they are always well informed, all my brothers and sisters, because they are also stockholders of the corporation. So I see to it that I always give them an updated report. So especially during the COVID times, you know, during this time of crisis, you know, what the hotel was doing and how we are doing with also with the employees, you know, complying with all the requirements and protocols that the local government is giving us. And then, but one good thing also that because of this crisis, we were eventually accredited by Department of Tourism.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah. So far, I was told that there are only two of us here, hotel, that has been accredited. Accredited by the Department of Tourism. Yeah.
Medyo pag maganda po talaga yung kwentuhan ni Martha, madaling maubos yung oras. So, I have two...
Yeah.
Opo. Hindi pa po natin napagkwentuhan yung journey nyo ng iba. So, later on, baka i-invite ko kayo ulit. But I have two more questions, Miss Martha, no?
Sure.
Balikan po natin. Sabi nyo, accredited kayo ngayon ng DOT. Para po doon sa mga gustong pumunta at mamasyal sa Hilongos, do they need to prepare anything before they can check in at your hotel?
That's a good question. Yeah, because I have always emphasized before there were a lot of requirements needed, but all I need from now is just a health certificate and probably a travel order. What is your purpose of coming to Hilongos? And then if they have, let's say, a rapid test result, that would help. And then if they have also a swab test result, that would be very great, you know. That would not apply anymore. And then anyway, we have also some questionnaires that they need to fill up. And then we also actually, you know what, get their temperature, you know, all days. We ask them also to be to have the temperature and, you know, using a lot of alcohols if needed, because one of the requirements of DOT that even in each room there should be a sanitation kit. Like face mask, gloves. Yeah, there's a lot of requirements before we got that accreditation that I have to follow. Yeah.
And you made sure po that you will get that accreditation.
Yes, that's why we got it, you know. And then all markings, distancing, you know, there are marks on, you know, in the front desk, in the elevator. Like the elevator is, we can accommodate 8 people, only 4 are allowed to be accommodated in at one time. Yeah.
Yes. And
Yes.
then, Ms. Martha, what is your advice to people who actually want to open or set up a business like you sa tourism industry po, like kunwari a hotel? Ano pang mga pwede nyo i-advise, lalo na at mga dapat din nila i-prepare pag nagkaroon ng mga ganitong challenges na pandemic?
You have to, specifically kung magtayo ka ng hotel or any business for that matter.
Pareho po.
Any business for that matter.
Any business for that matter na lang.
Actually, remember the basic needs? The basic needs, the physical basic needs is food, shelter, and clothing. Those are the 3 most basic needs. The hierarchy of needs that you have to satisfy any person, you know. So any businesses that addresses these 3, shelter, clothing, and food, will really be you know, successful in a way that there is a demand for all those three needs, you know. So it's just a matter of first where you're gonna do what the location of your any businesses. Location is always an ideal one, right? Where the traffic, there are more traffics that you can go, you know, your location where there are more people coming in and out, you know, passing through. So that's one you have to consider. Of course, you have to have what you call calculated risk. So kung magkaroon man ng problema, hindi masyadong tatamaan ka. So, like for example, of course, yun, isa location, and then sacrifices, perseverance, patience. These are the qualities that you need, you know. And then technical know-how, you can ask that from somebody else anyway for help for those technical know. But it is always you who would be the one to lead and to be in the center, to know and plan, you know. Ikaw talaga ang mag-decide, and then yeah, you seek advices for those other, which happened to me, like for the construction materials. I don't know where to buy. I don't know. Kasi ako, I always ask for quotations. And then i-compare ko. Without, mura man, pero not sacrificing the strength of the materials. That is always my policy. Na mura, pero hindi at an expense na substandard ang material mo. So ganun isa yon. That's a hard work, getting quotations from other and you know, that is like, for example, come to think of it, the budget for making this building was this much, but I finished it with all the equipments along with it in less than 2 million of what was expected.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would say I'm really proud of what I have accomplished. Kasi nagawa ko ang building, na lagyan lahat ng air conditioning units, may genset. Ang genset ko malaki kasi kahit mag-burn out, the genset can carry the elevator. The elevator can function well.
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah. So, it is really one help sa customer ko. Hindi sila, lalo na kung elderly, kung medyo physically challenged, you know.
So po pala, your place po is actually a good place also for the for seniors, PWD. Tama po ba?
Yes, but you know what? When I designed the hotel, because originally the plan was not a hotel, it was just an offices. But I was the one who designed everything to make it into a hotel. Now, but I never thought, you know what, come to think of it, I never thought for the disabled person. So my problem is the doors to my bathroom is not wide enough for a wheelchair to go in. So because I did not design it actually for disabled, because I have only very small rooms anyway. So I'm just thinking of targeting the A and B members of the community or society, the A and B people who can afford to come to my hotel. But I did not thought about the disabled. If we will just use the function room, yes, they can. It's because we have an elevator. But unfortunately, if they want to stay especially for physically challenged. They are on wheelchair, cannot walk. Unfortunately, we cannot accommodate them.
Okay. Thank you for that information, Miss Martha. Miss Martha, could you invite everyone to, in case na mapupunta po dyan sa area nyo sa Hilongos, invite them hopefully to stay at your hotel po.
Yes. Yes, I would like to invite all guests coming to Hilongos to stay in our hotel. You will feel at home while away from home. And you can be assured that we have the cleanest room, cleanest premises, and cleanest hotel. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Martha. Thank you so much for your time. Maraming salamat. Marami po kami natutunan. May hindi pa po tayo na pag-usapan. So hopefully we can have you back on Ang Pinoy for a different topic.
Yes. Thank you, Giselle, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Martha. Ingat po kayo dyan sa Hilongos. Salamat po.
Yeah, so you too. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Mga kababayan, as mentioned po kanina, dalawa po ang ating guest for tonight. So, our second guest is actually, as I have mentioned, the owner of the styling company here in the Philippines. So, maganda rin po ang kanyang kwento dahil po siya ay galing Dubai bago po siya nag-set up ng kanyang negosyo dito sa Pilipinas. So, he's actually here. Ayan, I just couldn't see you. Hello.
Wait.
Ayan, okay. Ayan. Hi, good evening. So, mga kababayan, welcome. After po ng hotel kanina, magka-connect din po yan kasi may event hall kanina, si Miss Martha. Our guest for tonight is actually the owner of a styling company called A-List Manila. Please all welcome Mr. Arlan Dionaldo. Hi, Arlan. Good evening and welcome sa Ang Pinoy.
Hi, good evening everyone. Good evening po.
Hi, thank you so much. Alam kong busy ka. I have mentioned kanina na maganda yung story mo because you once worked in Dubai and then you went home to set up your business. Tama ba? Or paano ba nag-umpisa ang A-List Manila?
Well, actually, my background is, I think you know naman that my background is architecture. I'm an architecture by profession. But way back in 1996, when styling started in the Philippines, well, before kasi it was more on wedding planning lang. So, I got interested to this type of business and I was into floristry that time. And then, so, it was exciting. The thing is, parang feeling ko, my career then, I was hitting the wrong market. So, I have to up myself. So, I went out instead of, kasi there's no proper schooling for floristry or event styling at that time or even event planning. So I guess I just have to hone my skill through learning talagang yung putting your skill to the experience. That's why I went to Dubai and I stayed there for 15 years. And eventually kasi this year I'm turning 50. So when I was in Dubai, there was no plan of me at all to come back to the Philippines.
You meant, alam ko na,
I'm turning 50 years in July.
Di ba you're really an architect?
July. Magkapagod tayo di ba? July kasi.
Hindi. Yes. Di ba you're an architect by profession? Tapos alam ko talaga na, na magaling ka ever since nung nasa church tayo. Paano mo?
Magaling. Okay.
Paano mo na-connect kasi di ba do architect and then later on biglang nag-styling? Paano mo nalaman na yung gift mo is also on that specific industry?
Alam mo kasi, architecture or any form of art is the same thing. It's a design process. Parehas lang siya ng creative procedure on how you come up with a concept and then you try to realize it. Luckily kasi, the background, architecture kasi, it's more of a, parang mas nitty-gritty yung profession. Yung discipline niya, I think, it's imbibed in me. So, for me to organize something that is like event styling, it's like there's a planning, there's an implementation, there's little construction. So it was easier for me to handle the you need the requirement and a skill to pull off a certain design. So actually a lot of people were saying that parang I am under profession or underemployed. Kasi architecture is there and the event planning is there. But I don't see it that way. Kasi it's a matter of following your passion, of following something that will make you happy. So it's not about what you have. Like me, I have a license as an architect, but I never practiced that, nor I never felt that it was a setback that I'm not practicing architecture. Because until now, my interest is there. It's that I just don't like to build buildings. Probably give it the chance. Because the problem with architecture, it's a huge investment. Not in the Philippine setting. I think it does not fit in a third world country. Not I'm saying that the Philippines is so poor, but there's too many work right now. The thing is, I don't like the politics of doing construction. Diba, earlier nga, Tita was saying na when she was building the hotel, she was checking on all the prices. I'm not into that because there's too much politics in between. So, here kasi, there's not much of a politics. Tapos, when you try to realize your vision, it's easy. And like in architecture, if you're going to build a house, for me, a good house should be built like 3 years or 5 years. So imagine mo, you're tied up with 3 years to realize that vision. Tapos it keeps on changing pa, and then something happens in between, the client keeps on changing his mind. Just imagine how your design will be butchered. Diba? From this thing to this tiny thing. And like in styling, it's instant gratification. It happens right now, right then and then. Yun nga lang, nakaka-stress. But it takes a person who's so tough to pull off something beyond those stress that you're undergoing. So, I don't see na kasi I see myself that probably I will go back to architecture soon. Kasi architecture kasi requires not only talent but a huge network of people who will have faith in you to give you their millions or billions to build something for them. So, I will get there. Surely I know. Before I will do tell me.
But of course, yung event styling will also give you millions. It's something already. It's not, ibang trabaho din yan.
Alam mo, ito nga lately, kasi after the pandemic, no, all of us were put into house and we tried to evaluate where we are right now, what's the earning, why are we like this, are we coping, are we living, do we have enough fun to keep our people, to keep our warehouses, all those financial concerns. We ended up evaluating each part of the wedding industry. Sabi nga namin, we ended up realizing that the event styling department were the poorest.
Talaga?
Why? It's because our design, kami yung may creative side, well, beyond those who's making the gowns. The thing is, yung gowns kasi, may parang set standard siya.
Yeah.
Example, right now, you're gonna go to the certain designer, it's like 320,000, take it or leave it, because you know what he's going to deliver, right? And this design is 90,000, you can do like this. So, and eventually, they have the time to prepare the gowns, right?
Yeah.
So, the possibility that the client will not like it, or the client will complain or not pay them is very slim. Because unless this type of design is very easy to deliver the project, right?
Yeah.
And like us, we sell them the vision, we sell them this, but the measure of grandeur, the measure of elegance, the measure of size, the measure of how many flowers are there, it's different. Kasi your measure of big is different from what is big for me.
Yeah.
Baka yung big mo is 1 meter diameter and my big is 80 centimeters. Okay? Jaisal, that's where my architectural discipline enters.
Wow.
Ako lang yata sabi nilang stylist who go everything like I'm doing a bill of materials. Like example.
Maybe okay ba talaga?
Yes, because you know why? I don't want my client that, kasi you don't see it di ba? Like the gown, you see the progress of, today nagawa ang skirt, nagawa ang embroidery, nagawa ang beadwork, nabuo. Tomorrow I'm gonna wear it finished. That's 300,000. And like us, okay, I'm gonna build you a ceiling, I'm gonna build you that floor with and twinkling lights above you. So imagination. This is something that you have the vision, but your measure, the client's measure, is different.
Yeah.
So ako, ginagawa ko, there will be 1,000 flowers there. If you wanna count the flowers in the ceiling, count it. Kasi ako kasi ganito eh. I understand the perspective because actually this training, I learned that in Dubai. Kasi clients there, they're into that. Parang the girls there, all their life, they're dreaming to have a fantastic wedding. So for them, this is something that you cannot fail. So they have to know the quantity at least. Pag sinabi mong 100 roses na Ecuador dyan, 100 dyan, and one of them is gonna count it.
Talaga?
So ako naman, I do that. Yes. Because sa akin kasi, I'm gonna do that. It's because to secure myself. Kasi nakaka-stress din yung you don't know the premise for your client is parang magagalit siya sa'yo on the day, the wedding day stuff. And besides, di ba, you were hired to give them something like a memorable experience. It will be a memorable experience kung nag-aaway ka the same day. Di ba? So, right here, I'm really securing myself financially kasi ang lakas ng bleeding. And with my experience in Dubai, talagang ang lakas. For example, sinabi sa'yo ng client na, no, it should be like this thing. And this, of course, dahil ayaw mo maruin ang name mo, you have to pour a lot. So, it takes experience for you to come up with a design na kaya mong i-interpret yung gusto ng client within the budget. Kasi, let's face it, the Philippine market, yes, malaki ang budget nila, but the expectation is also big. Unlike in Dubai, the budget is big. As in, malaki talaga yung budget niya. And there kasi, I had the luck kasi I was working with a company who had the luxury to decline clients. For example, if they call me, I'm starting at 200,000 dirhams. I can't step below that. Then I will not entertain them.
Yeah.
And like here, for you to survive, you have to do that. But of course, ako, nag-manage ako. That's what I started when I did my company. Alam ko na yung market na ita-target ko. Because I don't want to waste my time. Kasi parang, okay, if I wanted to hit the city market, it's fine. But you have to have that perseverance na a-attendan mo yan lahat-lahat. May maraming needs yan. And like, concentrating in one big deal, one focus on one client, and one big exposure. Yun. Kaya, mahirap yung work namin. Kaya tatawanan nga kami, sabi na, so, this one brought out the point that poverty of us. Kasi nga, kami yung super hit. Kasi we handle a lot of people, we're always under stress. Tapos ending nun, kami pa yung malitaw na ako margin.
Kumusta ngayon styling business? Kasi di ba?
It's fun.
Nagre-resume na unti-unti ngayon, di ba? Nag-open na ng konti, may mga weddings na. Kamusta na ngayon?
Well, the wedding industry actually right now, nag-train out na siya ng budget. So, it will be too bad for my fellow stylists who maintains a huge warehouse. In fact, for my side last year, kasi we were caught unaware. Kasi we even had an event a week before the lockdown. Wow. Okay, like it was March 20, then suddenly it was announced, no? And all the hotels was unprepared for all cancellations. Luckily naman, ang bad side doon, well, I've heard about this, no? Some clients, some stylists, they don't have that contract in terms of force majeure or anything that the cancellations and the scheduling. Unlike me, ako kasi meron akong ganun na clause. So, I was able to secure myself. Secondly, kasi ako din, one of my policies is I don't take the payment yung way long pa yung wedding. As much as possible, minimum of 4 months before the event, saka lang tayo mag-bulk. I will ask you to pay for the booking, but not for that. Kasi, mahirap nga because as I've told you, you're in the wedding business. It takes a person who's good in mathematics. Para talaga yumaman ka na you earn million. Okay? Yung talagang magaling ka na, magbibilang ka lahat ng pako, bibilangin mo lahat na, ganon. So, yung that time, ginawa ko last year, I closed down my warehouse. I was trying to trim it down. The thing is, hindi na ako makakita ng warehouse na fit dun sa need ko. So, I was forced to close it down para naman ma-maintain ko yung operations ko. Kasi I felt it will take another year eh. Saka, laki nga ako, yung mga weddings ko, most of them, they try to reschedule it na lang. And, buti naman, nagpara-schedule sila, and then, right now, we're going back. now the scene naman in event styling, super controlled na kami. And kung dati we're hitting that certain figure, 1/4 of that figure right now is available. Ganun na lang siya kaliit.
Ganun na lang kaliit.
But stress level side, I love it. Kasi hindi na nakakabaliw eh. Parang sabi nga namin nung friend ko si Nikki Chata, sabi nga namin, we like it like this. Parang, andun yung creativity mo, everything was so slow, pero maganda pa rin, nakaka-enjoy pa rin. So, yun nga lang, you're gonna miss doing sailing, the grand things, but at the end of the day, it's more on creating sculptures out of flowers or out of materials that you have eh. So, ako I'm happy even though the the market will be like this in the next 3 years. Kasi sabi nila, it will take another 3 years para magbalik sa dating sistema. But, well, I would say I'm one of those lucky stylists who doesn't have debt. Na wala akong, I don't owe anyone money for whatever I get from the styling. So, happy ako kasi wala akong burden. So, yun. So, I can easily be creative kasi mahirap din, di ba, when you're stressed, you cannot function well.
Exactly.
Your creativity is hampered kasi ado sa likod mo na, oh my God, I have to do this well. Tapos, ayoko pa doon, I don't want to be pushed to grab clients because I need to recover something.
Yeah.
Ayoko nang gano'n. Kasi ako talaga, if you will able to talk with some of my clients, ang ko talaga, policy ko is this. I want you to fall in love with me and I'll fall in love with you. Then, kapag okay na tayong dalawa, we like each other, then we work together. Pero if we don't hit it off the first time that we met, parang walang spark, walang whatever, it's like a love affair. Ako, I will decline. Kasi minsan the dream is so big, you can't even control them. Ako, I always start with saying, I don't want to sell you a big dream because I know I can do big dreams. The thing is, I wanted your dream to be parallel with your budget. Kasi kaya paghingan nila ako ng, make me naman a proposal. No, I want to know your budget first. Kasi ako, I will guarantee them that I do breakdowns. Kaya ako gumagawa ko ng breakdown. So let them know that their budget is allocated to certain things. Then, if they want to cut down, for example, they want to take out the dance floor, they're going to take down the church decoration, they can easily do that. Kaya lang, sobrang na-exhaust yung skill ko sa mathematics. Kasi talaga, ang exam galit na sa akin, pamalik-balik ako sa kanya. Tapos minsan na nagkakagulo-gulo na yung, kasi nga, right now, kasi ayokong mag-start without a breakdown of the budget cost. Ganun ako lagi para we have a talking point. Money, design. So, nangyayari ngayon, minsan nagkakamali-mali na ako ng mga names. In fact, there was last month, I had a client, the name was certain girl, and then, pero ang sign ni, ibang girl siya yun. Sabi niya, who's that girl? I'm so sorry. Kasi they were all, kasi ngayon, ang bilis ng transaction ng business, unlike prior to pandemic, bookings was like 2 years, 1 year, ganyan. Wow. Yung 6 months, weird pa yan, ha? Pero ngayon, 1 month. 1 month.
Wow.
Because of the uncertainty. So they will call you, Arlan, can you do this? Okay, fine. Sige, give me 2 days, I'm gonna make for your quotation. So I'm gonna do that breakdown. Then, I'll submit it to them. Arlan, it doesn't fit our budget. Okay, take out whatever you want. Gusto mo, bawasan natin the grade natin. Kasi I describe all of the elements that I'm putting in the wedding.
But before the pandemic, how was the styling business? Kasi sabi mo nga 2 years yung booking and everything.
Super lucrative siya. In fact, Giselle, when I came back in 2017, I partnered with my former classmate. Yung katabi ko sa school, she's my best friend. So, we had an architectural firm. It was already organized since 2012. There was really a plan to come back in 2017. Kasi nga parang feeling ko, if I come back on my 50th birthday, it's too late. Kasi parang gusto ko, talaga, my dream is, on my 50th birthday, I want to pattern myself like Vera Wang, who started their wedding line on her 50th birthday.
Wow!
Okay? So, andun ako talaga sa face na on 2019, I'm going to put myself into that, but not just as a business, but as a practice. One day I'm gonna make you a dress. For your event. Okay? So, ganun yun. So, I into that. So, I have to come back. Kasi I have to reconnect myself. It's hard to find skilled tailor, right? Mga dressmaker, breeders, and all those things. It takes time to organize the stuff. So, when I came back, I was doing architecture. The thing is, as I've told you, I became so impatient. Then, I went back to my first love. Slowly, kasi we put up a cafeteria in Makati. There in Ayala. So, I was enjoying doing catering. So, sabi ko, oh my God, it's giving me back to styling. Kasi, alam mo, what hesitated me to put up the styling business in 2017 is because I understand that the market in the Philippines is more on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. This is how it works here. There's a certain thing, a celebrity status or an image. Parang you're selling the brand because of the image, not because of the quality of the brand. Okay? That's a starting point. They have to fall in love with the image of the designer and then follows na yung styling mo. And who do you know in the market that's it? So sabi ko na, I won't do this. Parang sabi ko, I have to go back to architecture. The architecture can sustain my business in fashion. Then 2018, I met one of my colleagues way back in 1998, which is Nikki Chat. This is a very famous stylist. And she did the wedding in 2013, which I'm supposed to do. I was in Dubai. I asked her, can you do this for me? I will style it, but you can implement it for me. The thing is, pares na kami matanda. Okay, actually, I think there are 4 people who are very old in this styling industry. Yeah, because when we're thriving, the thing is, the younger set, they're more aggressive with their Instagram. And then they're selling themselves talaga. That's my set. You know, we're old dogs and we'll never learn new tricks na. But of course, we're trying to cope with that. So, ang nangyari nun, when I met her, she said, Arlan, let's do this. I go, okay, I'll help you. It was just out of play. And then, suddenly, another friend of mine who owns plate, she wanted to start a plate business, a high-end plate business, which is Casa Lucia. She told me, Arlan, can you do styling for me? I said, okay, fine. Little did I know, I was dragged back to the business. Okay? So, sabi ko, okay na, I'll put up the company and then I'll go back to this. Okay. But it was not easy. After 6 months, I was trying to collect things na naman. Then the warehouse, kasi alam mo talagang problema dito sa business ito, is having a warehouse. Kasi I know the operations of the warehouse in Dubai, but there, I have too many people to handle our huge warehouse. But it's too hard. Like, you know, if you have a small warehouse, you easily break your investment. Mga bases, you know, those things. So I wanted to, ayoko na ulit. Sabi ko, I'm gonna fold up, I just do styling on the side. But I realized that I'm clipping my wings. I can't fly, I can't soar because parang I'm limited to doing this If I will be not investing on this or I have some hesitations, I wouldn't be able to reach that certain goal that I wanted. So sabi ko, okay, I'll be back again. I'm gonna spend more money to invest on this. Then slowly, it was picking up. Right? But Jessa, I wanted to correct you. I'm not. I wouldn't say that my success in this business as per. Kasi the measure of my success is more on myself. It's not about being famous or having the right client. Because right now, I'm lucky kasi the clients that I'm working with are the clients that I wanted. Okay? Secondly, I may not have the options to choose my client, but I like what I'm doing. Okay? So, sa akin, that's success already. Kasi
yes.
It's not about, kasi well, some people will be watching this, but they will say, no, but it's not famous, it's not a household name. But sa akin kasi, it's not becoming a household name. But the thing is, you may be a household name, but you don't have a substance in terms of design.
Yes.
Okay? Or, you may be a silent one, but there are people who appreciate you. Kasi ang hirap ng marketing ngayon Dati kasi, marketing is like word of mouth, but right now, iba na ang game. You have to stay on Instagram, on Facebook, 24 hours a day. Okay? So, yun.
That's my next question. Kasi sabi mo, di ba, the challenge now is kasi lahat halos ngayon social media. Everything is actually in social media. So, how are you coping up?
first 2 years, I said, hindi. I don't see any substance with these people. Kasi I don't believe in marketing, baby. Okay? I don't believe in that. Way back. Kasi di ba, that's the power of marketing. You were a marketing major, right?
Yeah.
Jason?
AB
Okay.
ko, but my job is really marketing.
Okay. Sa akin kasi, marketing kasi, if you're a VP of marketing, you don't have substance. I mean, they put, kasi I don't believe in landing your name on the magazine or, because I see myself like, there's a politics to be there. I mean, it's network. They don't have anyone to talk to, so okay, they're gonna put you in that magazine. So, ganun ang vision ko. But the thing is this, I realized na nagko-crawl lang ako. I am not in the running phase. I am on the crawling phase. Sabi ko, ganun pala to. Then I will tell you who, Happy Ompao ko, told me, how come, or just another famous one, Barbie Pardo, is very good in doing kiddie parties or big parties. She was telling me, Arlan, why you don't have any Instagram of yourself? Kasi I see it this way, high-end people are not into Facebook. Into Instagram, okay? You will check on my Facebook. With Facebook, I'm getting projects na, my God, we're like too many dogs fighting with one bone. Ayoko na gano'n. I have a class too. Okay? So, I move on to Instagram. The thing is with Instagram nga, ganun nga, I have to have a face. They have to see what I'm doing. How is my creative process? But it's too tedious. I mean, I'm not into that. I'm not a picture person. You know me. You know that I don't like having myself pictured. Okay? I know how to dress up and I know I have a personality, but I am not into selling that thing because I wanted to sell my creativity. But it doesn't work right now. To be relevant, you have to be insured with technology. That's why I am into social media na. I got someone to do my social marketing. Tapos, I began uploading a lot of apps. Grabe. Ang gastos ko sa apps. How to do my videos, my editing, basta all, IG stories, ganyan. And I also invest on photographers. Take the pictures of my work. Kasi dati okay, I just leave it into my mobile, I'll take the pictures. Hindi lang pala, no? The clients or prospective clients have that eye to differentiate what's classy and what's tasteful, what is classy, what is rubbish, yung mga ganun ba? So, it's tough. Kasi kalaban mo dito, millennials eh. I'm not a millennial, I'm forgotten one.
So, importante talaga din yung na-mention mo na mag-invest, lalo na sa panahon ngayon. Investment on photographers, saka mga apps.
Because that's the bone of marketing, right? Kung dati, actually, I see that malaki din ang effect sa marketing. Kasi before, di ba, mas big production of marketing, but right now, you just have to get the influencer. Yeah, that's the thing that I wanted to know. This is the season of influencers.
Yes.
If you were an influencer, you don't have to be, you're considered as a person of style. Then, it's easy for you. That's your ticket to be in this market. I'm not into that, but of course, I have plans of coming up with my own YouTube channel, but I was thinking, paano kaya ito? Baka walang manonood sa akin. But they said, it's hard din eh. Alam mo, the other day nga, well, actually last week, I wanted to share this for people who is gonna hear this. I was moved by this commercial of Toyota, Start the Impossible.
Oh.
That's their tagline. Start the Impossible. And I was hit kasi sabi ko, no, why do you have just dream eh? Dream of something impossible and start it now. Kasi, alam mo, building a brand or building a company or building an empire, should we say, ang daming procrastination yan eh. Kasi you will be derailed because of seeing, you're gonna compare with someone who's so big and then you're so little. Like you're comparing yourself with the Goliath and you're like, not even a David. Diba parang, you feel like, ay, bukas ko na lang gagawin ito because, I will plan better. The thing is this eh, little steps will bring you there to that position eh. And it makes you near to that impossible thing.
Yes.
So, yun lang yun. Kaya, that's my new, you remember Connie, no? Kasi every year, we have a mantra. The other day, I told her, I have a mantra for this year. My mantra is to start the impossible. What are the impossible things? my fashion line, get this brand further, or probably go into architecture. In fact, I just started directing last. I don't know if you saw my the the Autism Society of the Philippines. Um, I do the styling for the ASEAN Award, chairwoman of that organization, and
Oh.
she's one of my muses. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
lahat ng crazy ideas ko in making gowns. Sabi niya, sige, do it. Nagninang siya. Instead of wearing a gown, she wore a pants with a long train. And gano'n. All the crazy stuff. And then, this year, it was virtual. They, they gave me the creative direction. Okay, go iron, whatever you feel is good, do it. And I was so happy kasi I work with people who doesn't have ego. Na, okay, sige sir, we trust you, you do it. It turned out so well and it received a very good response na everybody wants to wear the gown. Basta, we checked that out. So,
I
I,
will.
I am feeling, I am inching, or I am almost there to that impossible thing that I wanted to achieve.
And don't stop kasi you have so much to share. You mentioned regarding the YouTube. I also want to share, no? It took me a while also to decide, before I actually decided to come up with my own YouTube channel. Simply because of the same thinking that you have. Pero iisipin mo lang, if you have so much to share, you can't just keep it. You have to, share it with everyone. Especially katulad mo, your experience, grabe. Sayang naman kung itatago mo lang.
You know what stops me? Editing. I am not a techie person.
Just
Number
get
two,
someone to edit it. I recommend someone.
You know what? The girl suddenly on social media, she told me, Arlan, it's so easy. You just have to say yes, that you're gonna give one of your day. Or kasi nga, our plan is it's all about styling. It's about clothes. It encompasses anything about home, about anything. Okay? Sabi niya, just have to say yes, they're gonna get it third. Talaga, ganun pala. Sabi niya, yeah, there's too many talented folks who could do that for you. They can take a camera, they will, as long as you're willing to be the guinea pig, sabi ko basta ako, control ako sa creative, with sa content, then sige, bala ko. Ganun pala yun.
Yes.
See? I mean, had I not connected myself with someone or shared my name, I would have not realized na pala ka-easy yun.
True. You just need to say yes talaga at mabuti na nag-yes ka sa akin. Alam ko sobrang busy ka.
Well, one thing that I wanted to share na people would kasi some people are always saying, well, I am so happy you said that I don't look like I'm 50. I feel I'm 50 years old. The thing is, some people, they said that when you reach 50, parang you should be at a certain level na di ba alam niyo yung was that the martial or hierarchy of something like that? Na at the age of 50, you're already there, establish yourself. The thing is, I feel it shouldn't be that way. When you reach that golden age, you should be at your prime to achieve the impossible. Continue dreaming kasi hanggat meron kang life, dream ka ng dream kasi for the past 50 years, would you say, or example, I think you're 40, 45. I don't want to example, you're 45 years old. Do you think at 45 you have achieved all that will make you happy? Diba hindi? I would say that not all. Okay? So for me, until I have that heart that beats and that lungs that breathe and air, for me, I will continue conquering things that I wanted to do in life. Kasi, ito since last year, I have always have that feeling that anytime I'm gonna die, I wanted to be in that perspective. Kasi parang I wanted na when I go out, I will be out to inspire people. You know why I said yes? Because I wanted to inspire people. Okay? If I go out, I met this driver, I want to inspire you. And I want you to transfer that, yung parang ripple of good deeds. Tapos ganun. Tapos ayoko nang saan na life, o may nakita ko opportunity na, pwede pala ako mag-design out of phosphor. Then I'm gonna do that. Kasi it will make me happy. So, ganun lang.
True.
Just continue dreaming. Basta, I wanted to stress that age is not the measure of or something that will stop you. Kasi, tandaan naman natin, to be successful also find that ultimate impossible. For me, there's a certain time that God has allotted it. There's a certain time. In that time may not be after 26 years old, 29 years old, or it may be 62, di ba? Sabi ko nga sa'yo, alam mo ko, I love reading stories of people who were old, they were being, like KFC. How old was he? Many failures at 60-something. He hit it off with that fried chicken and then she's so famous. But ako naman, I always look up to Bidmira Wang talaga niya. Look at her right now. She's 70 years old and still at her prime, doing things, pushing boundaries, and she's doing designs that is not like her. Like parang hindi niya ka-age, parang ka-age ng bata talaga ang designs. Or even Tom, I always look up to Tom Ford. Kasi Tom Ford kasi ang dami niyang he was up, was down, he was up, he was down, but he has maintained his class and he followed whatever he wants. He wanted to direct a movie. He wanted to be a photographer. He wanted to be a stylist. He wanted to turn out something, turn out a brand. So, ganun lang ako. I always live dreaming. Kaya nga ako, when I watch The Greatest Showman, I can relate myself to that character na, the perfect time to dream is when you're about to sleep. Kasi parang, you're about to close your eyes, you live, I think in your brain that, I wanted to be this one, I wanted to achieve this, and then you're gonna dream about it. Parang ganda. It's a beautiful nightmare.
Ganda ng sinabi mo At saka maganda rin yung sinasabi mo din na you want to inspire and kailangan talaga i-continue mo yung pagdi-dream.
True.
No age yan actually. Hindi mo, kahit na ganito ang age mo na, you have to because we'll never know actually what's gonna happen next.
You know, Jace, one of the things that I did to make myself relevant, I colored my hair black again. Had you seen me in the past 2 years? Kasi grabe nakita I was wearing na gray, salt and gray na hair Kasi parang feeling ko, okay na ako dito kasi I know this business, I know myself, people gonna buy. But hindi pala, kailangan pa rin ng presentation, ng beauty.
Yes.
Para meron kayong first impression, I'm gonna fall in love with this person. Kasi alam mo ko, since I was a child, I will always tell people na I don't like taking examinations, but I love being interviewed. Kasi alam ko, I have that gift of eloquence. So I have that gift of charming people when I talk. So sabi ko lagi na I know, pag nakausap ko yan, I nailed it. Kasi nag-apply ako sa work. Lagi akong ganun. Kung mga interview nyo lang ako, you'll fall in love with me. Lagi ganyan ang challenge ko sa HR. Then, hindi lang pala ganun. Kailangan din may beauty naman ako So, okay lang ako.
Gusto ko yun.
So, yun.
Alam mo talaga, maganda yung kwentuhan natin. Parang napakabilis ng oras. Ayan. Yeah. Oo. Ang tanong ko na lang,
pero yun nga, even though you're old, tandaan nyo.
Sige, sinasabi mo.
Yourself.
Ayan, nawawala, pero ano yung sinasabi mo?
Even though you're old, okay, although you have that age difference now with your competitor, keep up, taking care of yourself. Kasi even though you're old naman, you have to be healthy pa rin, di ba? And then of course, ang dami namang creams, ang dami namang something that you can put. You don't have to go to, I don't have Botox, I don't have all those things. Pero you have to maintain yourself clean and with a positive attitude, walang bang. I don't think sa nakakanilang talon Di ba?
Pwede ko bang gamitin sa'yo ang matured?
Okay, what's your parting words? Are we ending this na?
Yeah, malapit na. But I wanna correct you, of course. Tama ka, nasa 40s na rin ako. Pero yung gamitin naman natin is matured. Wag naman yung ikaw, you don't really look like you're 50 or turning 50. Wala pa talaga sa itsura. Just by looking at you. Hindi dahil magkaibigan tayo. Pero totoo naman, kahit natingnan mo yung itsura mo sa salamin, no? So, ang huling question ko na lang sa'yo is, what is your message?
Marami ako like.
Hindi naman obvious yun. At saka mas magandang mas maraming linya. Mas maraming linya, mas maganda. So, ang tanong ko sa iyo na lang is, ano ang message mo? Anong message mo dun sa mga tao na hindi pa masyadong decided kung saan gustong pumuntang karera, lalo na yung mga namimili pa, pero iba ang karera na gusto, iba ang dream na gustong puntahan.
Ito yung ano ko doon ha. First step is this. Free yourself from being influenced. Kasi sa in this era na meron tayo ngayon, people can easily lose their personality because they are parang they try to associate themselves with a certain look. Or if they aspire to, example, as a celebrity, they aspire to, they pattern themselves. I call it, you know what, the Moira syndrome. You know Moira, right? Now all the people are singing like Moira. I mean, you can sing naman, why do you have to sound like her? So, yun yun. Find your personality. Because your personality will lead you to that passion that you wanted. Kasi certain personality fit in to certain profession. If you know how to talk, you can be into marketing. If you're a very introvert person, but you have that passion or patience of sitting down the whole day thinking, then you can be a designer. You have that love for nature, you can be a stylist. You have that eye for color, you can be a painter. Find the personality. That's the first thing that you have to do. Second, with that personality, you have to bring out the passion. And that passion will upgrade you or take you to a certain level of knowledge, which is really a third part, learning. It is not about going to school, but being inquisitive or curious. It's what's around you. So, alam mo, I remember my lolo would always tell me, whenever we're in the car or in any vehicle, sabi lang niya, don't blink your eye. As it moves, look around. Kasi inquisitive people are most likely to be smart. The people who are just sleeping. Kaya ako, I don't like sleeping whenever you're doing a long drive. Look around kasi it might be a little rock there that will inspire you, or it might be a lady walking there could change your life. So yun. And then lastly, ito yung pinakamalaking investment to reach your goal is perseverance. Kasi pag nawalan ka na nun, everything will be on hold. Stop na yan. Hindi ka na mag-move on. Kasi nga, wala na eh. Parang nothing drives you eh. Nothing within you, wala ka nang pinagkukuhaan ng strength mo. It will